Nick speaking, and welcome to this video. Right, the Seer Council, and this is the last unit to have a look at. So first up, what is the Seer Council? Right, in the book, in the codex, there's nothing actually called the Seer Council. Basically it's just a unit of warlocks which is unlocked when you take a Farseer. The Farseer and warlocks do not become a retinue, so you know it's basically just an independent character joined to that unit, but the unit does not take up a HQ slot. And this is commonly known within the Eldar universe as such as the Seer Council. So I basically started to make my Seer Council on jet bikes. This is the very first one that I did. Just cut a warlock in half, mounted him onto a bike, magnetised his arms up, and that was going to be my plan. But I soon realised that maybe in the future I may not necessarily want my warlocks on jet bikes. I mean, maybe I want to join one warlock with guardians or something like that. So what I wanted to try and come up with a different idea to make mine interchangeable, because GW don't make the warlocks on jet bikes, so we just have these minis here. Now I have 10 warlocks now in total, and they're totally interchangeable. I've got 5 spears and I've got 5 swords, and then I've got them so they're magnetised, so the walking ones come off and they can go onto obviously the jet bikes. The jet bike ones come off and they can go onto bases. I've got bases for them all. So yeah, that's what I did for mine. Some of these, just to try, I wanted to make every warlock unique because there's only a limited amount of models. So for example, these 2 models here, these are exactly the same minis. Just cut his horns off, changed his top. I broke that was already broken, so I got this one off eBay, so that was a good reason to change that. And I bent his arm out and stuff, so they're the same mini. This one here, he's got a green stuff arm. I made out of green stuff because he originally had the sword, so it's originally that one there. So just changed him up a bit. He does have a sword as well, so I've got both options for that one. And I think pretty much the rest are the same. I've got some newer minis and I've got some older sculpts as well in there. Nice mixture, which is good. So let's have a look how we're going to use these. So let's look at the Foot Council first. So that is basically the Farseer. Where's my base? There we go. So that is the Farseer with a group of warlocks. And a Seer Council on foot. Well, I suppose first up, really, if you're going to go the Foot Seer Council route, you are almost definitely going to need a big group. You know, I wouldn't bother with 5 warlocks. If you're going to go the foot list wise, then really you need a big unit. I would recommend between 8 and 10 ideally. As we've discussed before regarding the Farseer and swapping the powers out and stuff, I mean, if you are going to go for the full swap out of powers, then once again I think it's probably worth having 2 Farseers in this unit. I mean, we are stacking up points, but hey, you know, this unit hopefully will just survive for a long time. So 2 Farseers, swap one out, trying to get invisibility. Make one of these warlocks here have the what's it called? Conceal. That gives you the 5+ cover save, but then you'll have the stealth and shrouded special rule from the invisibility. Makes the unit pretty awesome. Second Farseer is in there to give you the fortune, so you can re-roll your saves. So you've got your 4+ invulnerable save. Pretty hard hitting, quite survivable unit. Not necessarily hard hitting, but certainly survivable. Yes, witchblades and stuff. You know, they can do the business. The same with the staff. I mean, which one you go for, to be fair, is personal choice really. I mean, the staffs are good for throwing, get less attacks. I mean, they don't have a huge amount of attacks anyway, so you're not going to do a great deal in close combat. Which potentially you could put an enhance in there just to give you that +1 to strength, weapon skill, +1 to initiative. It could help you, but again, you're not going to do a huge amount. You're definitely going to need at least, I would say, if you've got a unit of 10, you're going to need at least 2 emboldens to let you re-roll those leadership tests. And the main reason for that is to ensure that you get your Farseer powers up, because you are 100% going to need Fortune, because a 4+ invulnerable save re-rolled is a lot better than just a 4+ save. I mean, you know, for guessing the invisibility side of things, you will almost definitely need your Fortune up. So yes, take that, and indeed I'd even go the whole hog and give the runes to this. So you roll your 3d6, take the highest, and then if you fail you can re-roll that as well from having the warlock. Destructor, 10 points, basically heavy flamer. I mean, I would try and max out as many of those in the unit as you can. Probably 5 destructors, you know, a couple of emboldens, maybe an enhance, couple of conceals. That's the sort of configuration that you're going to be looking at. The second Farseer that we were talking about, if you can get Eldrad in there, because Eldrad will swap 4 powers out, it almost guarantees that you're going to get the invisibility. The very first time that I used this though, I didn't, which was really annoying because I spent all day practicing just to see how often I would get invisibility, and I was like, literally, I must have done about, well, probably about 20 or 30 throws to see how often I got visibility, and I got it every single time. When it came to the game in the evening, guess what? I didn't throw it. Amazing. That's life. But yeah, I mean, you've got a high percentage of chance of getting invisibility. In terms of using these, really it's going to be at the forefront of your army. It's going to push up, it's going to protect all of your weaker stuff at the back, your Dire Avengers, your Guardians, backed up behind here probably with a couple of units of Fire Dragons, you know, Wraith Lords, whatever you've got in behind. These babies here are going to be going up front, and they're going to be trying to do as much damage, taking as many shots away from your weaker stuff at the back. Bearing in mind though, if they're on foot, they are still only toughness 3, which is why the jet bikes, which we're going to have a look at now, have a slight advantage. Not only that, but there's a few other things as well. Let's just swap these out. So I've got my Farseer jet bike, which has got my IDIC logo on there. My first ever piece of freehand. Quite chuffed how that came out. So let's get her on there. So yeah, Farseer. Now obviously there's no way you can have Eldrad because he doesn't go on a jet bike, but the other dudes can. Let's have a quick look at my jet bike here. Got the little underslung shuriken cannon there, just to make it WYSIWYG. Okay, so the jet bike obviously has that fast movement, which first of all is fantastic because you can move these guys into the position. They're also, of course, yes, toughness 4, so they are a little bit more durable. When I use the Seer Council on jet bikes, I tend to only use one Farseer, to be honest. The problem that you have here is that this is not a cheap unit. I think this whole unit here cost me about 500 points. So yeah, it's not cheap. I would suggest on the bike ones that you go for the Witchblades, because these are probably going to get into a little bit more trouble than the foot ones because of the speed that they run at. Plus you do have the underslung gun to shoot, which is twin linked, quite useful. So yeah, I would just stick to the swords really on these, to be fair. The Farseer, potentially maybe just give her one, don't give her one, I mean give her a singing spear so that you can destroy tanks. I can't believe I said that. Right, where am I? So yes, the way to use these again is Fortune, and just a note on that, Seer Council, 100% you need first turn, you need to be able to get your Fortune up, because without Fortune, whether you're on foot or on the jet bike, they're very vulnerable to going down. But if you get them fortunes, you get your jinx saves, moving fast, etc., even a small unit like this, it's just six guys, it can actually be quite durable. And they're fairly multitasked. You've got your monstrous creature attacks that you can do with this. You can kill tanks with them. You can target units. The key thing with these, just like the Seer really, is to take shots away, take interest away from all of your other units. You've got your scoring units at the back. You've got these. They go out. They cause trouble. They attract attention. They won't survive. You have to remember that. A lot of points, but it's not going to survive, and it's not designed to survive. Or you could almost say that if they survive, you've done your job wrong, because they shouldn't be there at the end of the game. There is obviously the chance that if it's a tight one and you're a bit fearful, let's say this is your only Seer and you potentially may give up Slay the Warlord and it might cost you the game, then maybe after if maybe 3 of these are dead, or possibly 4, you might want to turbo boost these away, hide them behind a piece of terrain at the back, just deny that Slay the Warlord. That is an option, of course, as well. So yes, now just going back to the modelling point of view as well, for my markers I have these little things which I made from the Wave Serpent guns, and what I would do is mark these up like so. I've got a couple of different ones here, but ultimately, whoop, that one's on the floor, but ultimately I would say I would use these for the emboldened ones. So if I hadn't had an emboldened one, that would have a marker on, and then probably say Destructor on the rest of them. That's how I like to run mine. 4 Destructors, 1 emboldened. The rerolls, you've got to have a reroll, and then obviously Heavy Flamers. Very, very useful. Okie dokie, so that's it. That's all the units covered. Still more videos to come, and thanks for watching.